Bon, mes excuses. J'ai eu un appel. Je sais pas quoi dire de plus. Ah oui. Bon. Ah. Ah, on retourne. À 3 heures, je suis censé avoir un appel. Donc à 3 heures, il va y avoir une petite pause de je sais pas combien de temps. Puis après, je retournerai à l'écriture. Bon. Les victimes
Who were the victims?
The two men here, both shot. The stab fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
You spoke of statements. You have witnesses?
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement. And then there were two other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the two victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the two dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by two police constables.
Ok, donc en gros, il était juste au bout de la rue. Il s'est même pas retourné quand il y a eu les coups de feu. Bon, en même temps, c'est votre chef. Mais. Ok, donc en fait, t'as juste entendu des coups de feu, t'as vu un gamin, pis t'as fait comme c'est lui! Mais c'est tout, en fait. Donc ton témoignage vaut que pouic! Ok! Ah, là, j'ai fini.
Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
Ok.
What were the fireworks in honor of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Ah, yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course.
Okay.
Did you hear the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
D'accord.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me. Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Marrow reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective gentleman? I've heard of you. And well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story? Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard 2 gunshots from outside.
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw 2 bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
Were the 2 shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an interesting comment. Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
No, I saw no one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
Mr. Turner, what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with a gun might return, so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming in the Half Moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
You have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland Yard? Is he all right?
C'est mal barré, mon gars, hein, mais... OK.
Mrs. Powell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began, in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him, because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
OK.
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street, prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell.
Ouais, c'est ce que je me disais. Effectivement. Avant de le confronter, alors on voit Scotland Yard. Parce que là, je crois que le gamin, il est vraiment pour rien. C'est juste un concours de circonstances qui fait ça. Tout le monde a un gun. Moi, non. Parce que Whitechapel, pour ceux et celles qui ne savent pas, grosso modo, c'était le quartier le plus malfamé. Tu pouvais littéralement mourir, même en pleine journée, parce que ivrogne, prostitution, drogue, et pas mal toutes les vices en fait étaient là. À ce temps-là, pour vrai, toutes les vices étaient là. Donc, ouais.
Mr. Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
I'm interested in the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Who knows, Inspector?
Look,
Oui.
you are free to invest.
Y a rien qui est caché. Oui. Genre, je suis juste arrivé, j'ai parlé à 3 personnes. J'ai rien fait de plus, là. J'ai juste. Bonjour. Hein? Puis, il y a le policier, puis le dude qui est à la fenêtre, donc le principal témoin. On pas la même version. D'entrée du jeu. Donc, c'est lequel des deux qui monte? Genre, d'entrée de jeu, mais ça que. Ouais.
Investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Lestrade.
Bon, déjà, pour commencer, regardez le revolver. S'il y a je veux dire 2 balles, ok, qui ont déjà été poissonnées, bon, bah, voilà.
These cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco. Nothing interesting. A cheap watch, bought with his own money, no doubt. So this is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a Webley revolver, a reliable weapon. It seems as though the shells were not removed from the cylinder.
Oh, ça commence mal. Parce que bon. Ah, c'est vraiment le revolver.
2 out of the 6 shells have been fired. There were 2 shots.
Ça. Ouais, pour l'instant. L'autre.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
Alors, vas-y, raconte tout. No shit.
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work, and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw two men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head, and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead, and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the body.
J'avoue que c'est bon, en même temps c'est une défense très légère, mais d'un côté tu viens de finir de travailler, t'es crevé comme c'est pas possible parce que tu viens clairement de faire une journée de 18 heures parce que c'était le même avant. Puis là tu tombes sur deux cadavres à Whitechapel. Et sur l'un des deux cadavres, il y a un homme déjà penché qui a un pistolet sur lui. Est-ce que tu as le droit de paniquer un peu, puis de figer sur place comme un écureuil ou un cerf devant les phares? Oui, 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 perso, ouais, je comprends, man. Parce que je suis en mode genre, oui, oui, je comprendrais, je comprendrais. C'est le. Ok. Donc, ouais. Je comprends, man.
Bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though. I took it, and then I followed the third man.
Ok, donc un dans le ventre, un dans la tête. D'accord?
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man.
Ouais.
Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
C'est toujours mieux que
And what
rien.
about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps it's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
We shall see you soon, young man.
envie de dire, il y a des chances, mais pas loin. Mais, mettons, pour l'instant, que j'ai vu ça. J'ai-tu un truc mieux que je dois aller voir? Non, parfait. Ah ouais, j'ai ça comme trophée. Moi, je serais pas serein d'avoir ça chez moi. Perso, je serais pas serein du tout. Du tout, même. Est-ce que t'es serein d'avoir une plante toxique qui peut te tuer si tu l'inhales? Bon. T'es sûr? Oui? Ben, si j'ai ça, disons-le, mais bien loin de la place de vie. Hein, pour être sûr et certain que s'il y a une bébite, whatever, on s'en fout au final, qui la crève, ben, au moins je crève pas juste en rentrant chez moi. Au minimum! Je le mets au moins entre 4 boîtes. Mettons 4 boîtes en verre pour quand même le voir un minimum. Non, qu'est-ce qui se passe?
What's up with you, lad? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for my brother to be released.
Your brother?
The one that you caught, beat up and imprisoned.
Ah, the murderer.
He ain't killed no one, copper.
Watch your mouth, lad, else you'll be joining that worthless brother of yours.
Ouais, oui, good man, tu aides pas là. Là, t'aides pas. Ok.
He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand. Death was not instant. The bullet penetrated his stomach, a dreadful wound. A tattoo from Westgate Prison. Vercotti must have done some time there. Brian Vercotti and Leighton Chapman both have identical Westgate Prison tattoos. They were most likely acquainted.
Ouais. Ça commence mal, man. Ça continue.
Brian Vercotti suffered greatly. What a terrible way to die.
Oui, effectivement. Mourir avec une balle dans l'estomac qui est en train de te vider de ton sang dans une ruelle sombre mal éclairée à Whitechapel pendant la nuit d'une célébration. Ouais, c'est moche comme mort, mine de rien. En tout cas, personnellement.
A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look. This shard of wood is quite new.
Une balle en bois. Une balle en bois. La dinguerie du truc. Bon, évidemment, je vois pas comment ça marcherait, mais... Ok.
The bullet struck his head. This man didn't stand a chance. This is an ordinary key. I wonder what kind of door it opens. I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp. I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something.
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland Yard? Is he all right?
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp. This should be useful.
Bon. Oui, on va. Aha.
This is most definitely a bullet hole. The brick cracks are fresh. Watson, there was a third shot fired in this street.
Ok, quand même juste pour voir. Bah, bon. Voilà, voilà. Hein. Non, ouais, ça c'est fait. Mettons. Ouais, mais disais-le. Bon, confrontons lui.
Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
Ouais, c'est ça.
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow me to form my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
Ah, il
Mr. Turner appears to live very modestly. So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window. The dead body of Kenneth Butler. Brian Vercotti's contorted corpse. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene. He saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing over them. This kitchen knife is quite sharp. There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table. This kitchen knife was used to cut the paper.
Okay.
Anything else you would like to know, Mr. Holmes?
Je vois pas pourquoi que savoir qu'il est coupé du papier, c'est important. Ok.
This fire is dying out. It was last tended to over an hour ago.
Hey.
The papers are almost entirely burned. I am unable to see what's written here. These words are illegible. The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago. Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots.
Ça fait loin, mine de rien. La porte fermée, la fenêtre là-bas fermée. Ah, mine de rien. Fou! Il l'a entendu de loin, le mec.
The books on this shelf are in a mess. It looks as though Mr. Turner was trying to find something in a hurry here a short while ago. A perfect match. So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention that he was so near to the victims.
Ouvre la fenêtre. Se rapproche du truc. Ah, oh, j'avais pas vu ça. 2 minutes. Non, merci. Donc, il y va. Il ouvre la fenêtre. Se rapproche des cadavres. Range sa canne. Coupe le papier. Il met quelque chose dans le feu. Ça serait un truc qui se ressemblerait à ça. Ok. Bon, avance rapide. Ah, merci. Oh non! Il voit les cadavres, se précipite jusqu'en bas. Il voit lui, je me souviens plus de son nom, se penche, doit ramasser quelque chose. Puis clock condition. Merci. Remonte en vitesse avec une canne pétée et une jambe en moins quasiment. Range son truc sans remarquer que le truc est brisé, ou potentiellement a eu remarqué qu'il était brisé. Il a cherché quelque chose, a coupé du papier, puis a jeté le truc.
So Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The question is, what did he find?
revolver caché. Ah! C'est quoi tous ces bugs graphiques?
I can see prints from greasy fingers upon the cover of this book. Let us take a closer look.
Moby Dick!
Well now, what a find! A precious jewel, concealed inside a book. A bracelet with a unique ram's head design, a distinctive feature of ancient Grecian artifacts, probably of the Hellenistic era.
Ça devient bizarre. Ça devient vachement bizarre, monsieur. Très, très bizarre. Oui. Personnellement, oui, il aurait pu manquer la personne, mais encore là.
Constable Marrow, I would value your assistance in this investigation.
It would be my pleasure, Mr. Holmes.
I would like to make sure that there are no places in Half Moon Street where a man could hide while you were running through it with your lamp.
All right, Mr. Holmes, what should I do?
Take your lamp and start walking, just as you did before, and try to find me.
Understood.
Mais excuse, je devais écrire vite fait. Donc,
I shouldn't look for Mr. Holmes here. He's hiding in Half Moon Street.
oui, clairement, il aurait pu louper.
No, this is not how I walked at the time of the crime. I was more attentive. Let's start over again. I can see you very well, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
No, this is not how I walked at the time of the crime. I was more attentive. Let's start over again.
Je l'ai vraiment pas vu. Et boîte de mes deux.
Here you are, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
Mr. Holmes, it wasn't difficult to find you at all.
Ouais.
It is obvious now. No one could escape Constable Marrow's lamp while hiding in the street.
Ouais, non. Crème,
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Ah, jure, s'il te plaît. Crème, La seule manière que je verrais quelqu'un grimper ici, pour être très honnête, ce serait en mode Spider-Man, là. Parce que là, sinon, c'est genre sur ces coins-là, mais. L'escalade, là, c'est quelque chose, là. Surtout des murs lisses. Je veux dire lisses, ok, on se comprend, là. Surtout sur des murs de même, là, c'est comme. Bonne chance de grimper, j'ai envie de dire. Sans matériel, sans rien. Waouh! Quelque chose. Surtout qu'il n'y a comme pas de. Sortie d'eau pour les gouttières ou whatever. C'est comme. Quand même. C'est un sacré grimpeur. Ça, y a rien pour s'agripper, pour monter! Comment tu veux qu'il fasse? C'est comme. Let's go! La seule manière que je vois qu'il grimperait, c'est genre. Genre, il sauterait sur ça, réussirait à grimper là, en faire une espèce de petite pirouette pour sauter ici, pour se regrimper là, puis ensuite monter par ici, pour ensuite monter comme plus haut, puis encore là. C'est comme. C'est complexe. C'est compliqué. C'est un petit peu compliqué de faire ça maintenant. Un tout petit peu. C'est comme. Surtout ces caisses-là, ouais, ces tonneaux-là, en fait, il faut quand même pourrir sa mère en plus. Ils sont cabossés pis tout, donc quelqu'un qui part à courir dessus, donne une espèce de kick, se propulse là-dessus, réussit à grimper grossièrement sur. On va dire quoi? Ouais, on va dire 20 cm, on va être gentil. Se courber un peu, sauter sur la corniche qui est là, réussir à monter. C'est ça, c'est comme faire une espèce de saut à la presse de Perse ici pour faire, mettons grimper sur le côté, puis rendu là, faire le crabe en mode genre Mr. Krabs pour monter jusqu'en haut. Puis même là, rendu haut. Wow, je vais dire au deuxième étage, réussir à se propulser, mettre sur le tomber à gauche, ensuite essayer de remonter sur l'espèce de petite corniche pour là aller sur le toit. Tout ça pendant qu'il y a les feux d'artifice, une personne qui est en train de regarder et une personne qui est à côté, justement, je parle de la fenêtre, sans que personne t'entende, en restant dans le noir, sans faire aucun bruit, parce que mine de rien, il y a une personne qui est vraiment à côté de toi. Ouais! Complexe. Si oui, wow! J'ai envie de dire, c'est bon, tu mérites de pas aller en prison parce que pour quelqu'un qui réussit à faire ça, j'ai envie de dire, bon, faut pas dire ça, bon, faut quand même le dire, mais juste quelqu'un qui réussit à faire ça, sans faire le crime ouais, juste quelqu'un qui réussit à faire ça. Respect, bro. Respect. J'ai rien à dire. Donc, non. Je vois pas comment quelqu'un peut faire ça. Parce que pour vrai, là, j'en ai joué à des jeux de parcours. J'en ai fait un peu moi-même d'ailleurs. Voir quelqu'un réussir à faire ça, là, sans que personne l'entende, sans personne le... Et rien avec les vêtements de cette époque. Complexe. Parce que comme je l'ai dit, il n'y a pas de gouttière, il n'y a rien là. Donc, compliqué. Et toi, petit, je peux pas te parler? Non? Ah, oui.
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland?
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Alors, on va voir le monsieur en haut pour lui sucérer des 2-3 trucs à l'oreille. On va genre, qu'est-ce que c'est ça?
Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of advanced years, such as yourself, to rush from his bed to the window in a matter of seconds, as you have stated?
Well, I'm able to move very quickly, despite my age. And when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
Billy.
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your injured right leg. It would have taken at least 10 seconds for you to approach the window. That means you could have easily missed something or someone in Half Moon Street during that time.
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something. But it did seem to me that everything happened so quickly. Oh, time can pull tricks on you.
And what of everything else that you told us? Mr. Turner, it is vital that we have your complete and true statement.
Mr. Holmes, I do assure you that the other things I said were most sincere.
Encore le bracelet.
Mr. Turner, you were not sincere with me. Not then and not now.
But Mr. Holmes...
This, Mr. Turner, does not look like anything that a poor man might possess. It is worth more than the home that you live in.
I can explain.
No, merely correct me if I am wrong. You saw Leighton Chapman through the window, but you also noticed a glittering object on the ground, this precious jewel. You walked down and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butler, and when you heard the whistles, you hurried away. That broke your walking stick. It caught fast between the cobbles. Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window as you were climbing up the stairs on your way back to your flat. Upon returning home, you hid the precious jewel inside a book.
Mr. Holmes, please don't send me to prison. I didn't do anything bad. I'm just a poor man. When I chanced upon the bracelet...
Monsieur, j'ai rien fait de grave. J'ai juste tenté de dissimuler une preuve. Et j'ai rien fait, je suis juste un homme pauvre. Mais j'ai envoyé un faux témoignage à quelqu'un et j'ai mis ça sur la faute d'une personne qu'au final, que je pouvais juste même pas dire que c'était lui. Donc, un faux témoignage. Oui. Et qu'est-ce qui se passe? Compliqué. C'est compliqué, Billy. Compliqué.
I saw it as an opportunity to make a little money. I was desperate. I only took the bracelet, that's all, I swear.
You made a mistake by lying to me. But you are not a criminal. I believe that. Although I must return this bracelet to its rightful owner.
Ouais. balle dans la tête, mais encore là, c'est pas possible parce que lui il est venu en arrière. Donc la personne devait être. Excuse-moi, Watson. Devait être plus ici. Donc lui il fait le paf paf. Lui il sort. Puis. Headshot! Mettons. Mais encore là, le headshot. Impossible que lui, en tout cas le policier, l'ait pas entendu. Impossible. Parce que le policier est littéralement. M'excuse. Est littéralement ici. Genre, il est là, en train de. Faire ses occupations tranquillou. Donc, à. On va dire quoi, 100 mètres de là? Je vais être gentil. Encore. À genre 100 mètres. Même si personnellement, je mesure plus ou moins 50 mètres de là, mais je vais être gentil, je vais dire mettons 100 mètres. Pour arrondir à l'approximatif. Ouais. Un coup de feu à 50 mètres de toi, je veux bien croire qu'il y a des feux d'artifice. Mais quand même. C'est. Ça fait beaucoup. Donc en partant du principe que c'est un autre coup de feu, c'est ici, le mec est pas à courir. Parce que, encore là, je le répète, hein, la seule manière que je verrais quelqu'un escalader, c'est là. Parce que ici, il n'y a pas de corniche, rien, puis ensuite, bon, bonne chance de grimper à cette surface-là, j'ai envie de dire. Je dis pas que c'était possible, mais je dis quand même. Mais encore, je le répète, le policier, il est là! Il est là! Donc, soit que le mec, il est ultra couillu, et en même temps ultra compétent, parce que le mec, pour qu'il réussisse à s'enfuir de même, j'ai envie de dire bravo. Soit que c'est le policier, en fait, qui a tiré. Ou que c'est le gamin. Ben, le gamin. On se met d'accord, c'est le frère. Donc, mon Dieu. Mon Dieu. Je sais pas quoi dire. La reconstruction, c'est... Bon, ça doit être à la maison. Ok, sur le... Bon. Retournons à la maison. Ouais, ça ressemblerait à ça. Retournons à Pickle Street. Est-ce que c'est possible d'escalader un mur? Oui, oui, c'est possible. Mais c'est fou. Oh. Martiaux, non. Journaux, je ne crois pas que c'est là. Ça va ressembler à là. Art et architecture, économie, technologie, histoire, médicale, non. Donc, Un bracelet antique en or trouvé dans l'appartement de Monsieur Turner. Il est décoré de têtes de mouflon. Mouflon. Ah oui, c'est vrai, c'est eux autres. Des animaux qui s'entrechoquent, la tête en a pu finir. Ils sont sacrément cons quand j'y pense. En tout cas, peu importe. Aisément reconnaissable. Oui. Rien. Ah. Ouais. Magnifiques bijoux antiques, ce sont une partie de la collection Trésor hellénitique. Ok. Illustrant un bracelet, un collier et une bague, tous trois en or massif représentant 5 têtes de mouflons. Les 5 mouflons du mytilène ont disparu du musée depuis... Ah, quand même.
Here it is. I need to continue my research in my archives.
Effectivement. Donc, journaux. 85. Donc, c'est ça. Un vol de trésor FNE a eu lieu hier soir alors qu'il était acheminé en cave depuis le British Museum en destination de l'exposition de beaux-arts de Glasgow? Quelque chose de même. Kenneth prêteur sur gage à Church? En tout cas, ça, Church Street a constaté Scotland Yard car cette nuit pour signaler qu'un individu avait tenté de lui vendre une collection d'art historique. La police a depuis appréhendé l'homme, un voleur présumé du nom de Vincent Foley, qui cherchait à quitter Londres par voie maritime. Ce qui est le meilleur moyen, on va dire les termes. Il a été formellement reconnu par la cocher du câble transportant la dite collection. Vincent Foy a refusé d'avouer l'emplacement du reste des trésors. Il a été incarcéré, mais on ignore encore où se trouve son butin.
Here
D'accord.
it is. One of the victims, Kenneth Butler, was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his pawn shop should tell me more.
Effectivement. C'est sa boutique. Ça, je vais présumer que c'est sa boutique. Ah, qu'est-ce que c'est ça? Un meurtre d'un genre nouveau, l'arsenal de nos criminels modernes se dote des plantes empoisonnées. Ah, ok, cool. Ouais, c'est cool. Prêt à sortir. Allons, va. Donc, je vais présumer que c'est ici. Non, c'est pas là. Ça a l'air d'être un bar. Punch up. Ah ah!
Mr. Butler's key matches the lock perfectly.
Oui. Oui, effectivement.
This is exactly what we need in order to imitate the flash of the fireworks. The ram's heads. This necklace belongs to the 5 Rams of Mittelin collection. Interesting. That means that Kenneth Butler owned a part of this collection all this time, 10 years after the theft.
Donc, il manque juste la bague. Salut Kenneth, je me rappelle que tu m'as parlé de 3 antiquités grecques, des bijoux en or avec des têtes de mouflons. Tu les as toujours. Figure-toi que j'ai trouvé un DMUP qui raffole de ses breloques. Il est prêt à raquer une petite fortune. Je peux te faire rencontrer cette tirelire sur patte entre contre une part du gâteau. Je t'entendrai dimanche soir au carrefour de Sien et Sien. Avant le feu d'artifice, Brent Victor. D'accord.
It looks as though Mr. Butler kept a careful record of his operations. These tools are exactly what I need to climb the wall.
Ouais, c'est pas discret. C'est pas discret du tout. Si j'en saisir pas discret. Ouais, je suis pas sûr.
Why are you looking at me all the time like that?
I'm just watching you, lad. I never know what to expect from people like you.
People like me?
Yes, street beggars and thieves.
I ain't a thief.
Oh, no? Then where did you get whatever it is that you're gnawing on? I very much doubt that you bought it.
What ain't seen can't hardly be stolen.
Ouais, flic, tu commences à être sérieusement... Ouais, ok.
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland Yard? Is he all right?
Non.
Constable Marrow, Watson, I would like to perform another kind of reenactment with your help.
I'm listening, Mr. Holmes.
I want to check if Leighton's testimony can be trusted. If someone could vanish into thin air at a specific moment.
But Holmes, I don't see how.
I am going to be the mysterious gentleman whom Leighton followed. I will stand exactly where he saw him before he was blinded by the flash. Watson, you will be Leighton. When I fire the signal flare, you should start to chase me.
I understand, Holmes.
You, Constable Marrow, just play your part and do exactly as you did. Just, please, wait 5 seconds after the signal flare. I doubt that Polly Powell would have screamed any earlier.
As you say, Mr. Holmes.
Let us begin then. Catch me if you can. This wall is cast in shadow. It would be difficult to see anyone scaling it.
Ah, fuck.
I can
Ah ouais,
barely
bon.
see anything. Holmes? Are you there?
I should try climbing faster.
Ah oui!
I can barely see anything. Holmes? Are you there? Where is he? My God, a man can't just disappear like that.
Eh ben putain!
Holmes? Holmes? Where are you?
I cannot see you, Mr. Holmes. Dr. Watson, it seems that Mr. Holmes has disappeared.
Don't worry, gentlemen, I am up here, above your heads.
How on earth did you get up there, Holmes?
I am using crampons and a climbing axe, although the person we are looking for did not leave any traces of such tools. Constable, is there any way to get to the top of this building?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, I can show you. The door to the building can be found from Whitechapel Street.
Gentlemen, I am on my way down.
Je veux bien croire que il a pu le monter. Fine. Mais c'est pas discret un piolet. Surtout que là, bon, ils disent on fait une reconstruction. Ok, mais il manque le bruit. Il manque sérieusement le bruit. Il manque concrètement le bruit en fait. Il manque ça. Parce que bon, mine de rien, je sais pas si vous l'avez été à un moment donné, mais une petite ruelle de même, là, ça résonne de fou, là. Tu fais juste marcher, puis t'as l'impression d'entendre genre toute une armada à côté de toi, pourtant tu fais juste marcher, là. Donc, avec un piolet. Donc, je veux bien croire que les feux d'artifice, ça fait du bruit. On a tous vu ça un jour, des feux d'artifice. Tout le monde a déjà vu ça au moins une fois. Je veux bien croire que ça fait du bruit. Poil. Désolé. Bien. Bien, peu importe. Donc, je veux bien croire que ça fait du bruit, des feux d'artifice. Mais, imaginez dans une ruelle. On se met d'accord, c'est une ruelle. Et en plus, c'est genre ça à côté de la fille. La fille qui vend des fleurs en plus. C'est... C'est vrai, en plus. C'est à côté de la fille qui vend des fleurs. Donc je viens croire qu'elle était distraite. Elle était concentrée pour trouver des clients, puis tout. Mais là, il y a une différence entre... Puis... Et là, c'est juste mon doigt qui tape sur un bout de bois. C'est pas un piolet qui tape dans de la roche. En fait, c'est de la brique. Mais l'idée est pareille. D'accord. Non! J'ai pas envie de dire que c'est pas possible. Mais ça ressemble à ça. Ça ressemble à que c'est pas possible. Ça se peut pas.
cluster of thick black threads. They're unusually strong. I should examine them under the microscope. It's empty. Someone broke through the window to get inside the attic, but in his haste he ripped his jacket. These shards of glass are from the window above. We can conclude that the person whom Leighton saw climbed up the wall, broke into the attic window, and escaped through the hatch.
Ok. Wow. Ok. Sí, sí. Ok. Wow. C'est vraiment wow. Juste wow. Ok.
Let us take a closer look. It is not a thread, but a hair. I very much doubt that it is human. I need to compare this sample with a human hair and a horse hair. A shaving brush is usually made from horsehair. Watson, could you please pass me your shaving brush?
Here you are.
Watson, look, what's outside the window?
Well, I don't see anything. Ouch! Holmes!
Oh, don't make such a fuss. One little hair. Human hair is significantly thinner than the black sample. The horsehair is thinner than the hair that we found. So, this black hair belongs to an animal, and it is larger than a horse. A hair from a large and exotic animal.
Plus grand qu'un cheval? Ok. C'est quoi, on cherche un macaque? C'est quoi, on cherche ça? Youch! Ok, let's go! Youch!
Wiggins is currently at Half Moon Street.
Et c'est ça, c'est quoi? On cherche un paquet. Okay, let's go.
Wiggins, my lad, what are you doing here? You'd best be leaving and be quick about it.
I've done nothing wrong. You'd learn more by watching Mr. Holmes. He knows exactly what he's doing. Not like you.
Oi, watch your tongue.
Ok, wow.
Mr. Holmes?
We have good news for you, Wiggins. The investigation has proven very interesting so far.
Oui, des plus intéressants, bien sûr. On cherche un animal. On cherche un acrobate qui travaille dans un cirque ou qui a des animaux plus gros qu'un cheval. Parce que, quand même, hein, bon, voilà, hein, oui, oui. Wow, en tout cas.
We found facts and details that confirm your brother's innocence.
I knew it, Mr. Holmes.
But
Je vois la gueule de... Désolé, je coupe encore. Mais je vois ça, moi, la gueule du jury qui voit ça en mode genre... Oui, bonjour, monsieur et madame du jury. Sherlock Holmes a trouvé des preuves que c'est un acrobate d'un cirque qui a réussi à faire un headshot à une cible dans le noir. Ensuite, il a été poursuivi par cette personne. Et la dite personne a réussi à s'enfuir en montant un mur. Ouais, hein?
for now, Wiggins, we need your help.
Anything you like, Gov.
I need you to locate a circus that has stopped over in London. It needs to have disposed of at least one exotic animal, a very large one.
You can count on me, Mr. Holmes.
I do hope that those children don't get into trouble, Holmes.
Don't worry, Watson. I predict some news in 7 seconds.
Mr. Holmes, we found it. Here it is.
And this is a young Indian elephant, the highlight of the show. Duval Brothers, a well-known travelling circus that is currently stopped in London. I believe that is exactly the type of circus we are looking for. I'll pay it a visit.
Aye, you! Stop right there.
Good morning, sir. Pardon me, but why am I not allowed to walk around here?
Because it's private.
Well, I only wanted to meet the artistes.
Hmm? You're wanting to apply for... Nah. You don't look like the type of, artistic lockpicker that we're looking for.
You might be surprised.
What? Nah. I don't think so. Clear off. You're a bit slow to catch on, eh? Get lost.
Non, faut que je me change. Alors, tout. Oh, bandit. Bon, je pense que ça va être ça. Ah, ben, alors, tout.
Spectacles are unpopular among thugs. I don't want to arouse suspicion.
Oh, fine.
Stay where you are. What are you doing here, and where is Sherlock Holmes?
Calm
Sérieux, mec. Sérieux. Ça fait je sais pas combien d'années que t'es avec. Oh. Ça fait je sais pas combien d'années qu'il travaille avec. Puis tu le reconnais pas. Je veux bien croire que Sherlock Holmes est un maître du déguisement. Prenez à l'admettre. Ok, fine. Mais quand même, il doit le savoir qu'il peut faire ça.
down, Watson. Take deep breaths now. It's me.
Oh, thank God, Holmes. I can't get used to your disguises.
Thank you, Watson. That means I am ready to go.
Il faudrait jamais le costume. Mec, come on. Come on, man. Come on. Come on.
Who are you? What's your name?
My name is Nigel. I'm here to open the locks.
Talented, eh? Let's see. Go inside the marquee and show yourself to Charles Foley. And I'd highly advise you not to trick him. Got that?
I've got it.
Le plus drôle, c'est que mes graveurs graphiques ils sont à jour. C'est ça le plus drôle. Peu importe.
So, everything is here, just as you asked. Now what about the money?
Some of the barrels are wet.
Transportation issues, it couldn't be helped.
Whatever. We'll be here after midnight to pick up the supplies.
I want to be paid first.
No. You'll be paid after we make the transfer, as I said.
Right?
I hope that no one saw you. The police are on the lookout.
Of course not. I'm a professional.
Glad to hear it. Be ready for tonight, then.
Sérieux? Ok. Let's go.
This wooden barrel is damaged. It is difficult to say what is inside. There is a spot on this barrel that was intentionally painted out. The crest of the Honourable Artillery Company. Could it be gunpowder? I need to be sure. Judging by the fractions and the scent, I can confirm that it is, in fact, gunpowder.
Ah ouais, quand même.
The barrels are roughly clustered. It seems as though they were brought here in a hurry.
Ne pas fumer à côté de ça. Sinon, ça va faire un gros boom!
That's a picture of a contemporary gentleman wearing a Robin Hood hat. Interesting. From lambs into lions. Those are words of encouragement and defiance. This poster was clearly made to fire up rebellion amongst the people. There are enough posters to paste across half of London's walls. This printing press is old, but still quite capable of printing hundreds of pages per day. Powder kegs, a printing press, and a great many blank papers. All of this was stolen by the Merry Men quite recently. And these poster samples. I am quite sure it is not a coincidence. The Merry Men are planning some sort of sabotage.
Stop right there. Who are you?
Are you Charles Foley?
Maybe.
They say that I can open any door.
Do they now? We'll see that lock near the chains on the table over there. Open that.
Observation! Ah! Mhm. Oui. Donc c'est lui le gros voleur. facile.
Ah, well, they're right. What's your name?
Nigel Shirley, from York.
Ah, Nigel from York. Never heard anything about you. How'd you hear about me?
Yeah. Ouais, je pensais pas que c'était ça. Mais oh, je vais tenter.
Ah, Nigel from York. Never heard anything about you. How'd you hear about me?
It's a long story. I met your brother, Vincent the Butcher Foley, in prison. He told me all about his betrayal and all about you. Before I was released, he told me that you might find a job for me one day and pay me some money for me craft.
Well, he died. 7 days ago, in prison.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's all right. The traitor has paid the blood price for it. And you'll do the job anyway, because I need a talented lockpicker. I know just where to search for his legacy.
It's all about the Hellenistic treasures, isn't it?
Osh, you fool. Now, listen up. You'll come with us tonight, and you better mind yourself.
Us? Wait, who's coming then?
Billy, Jack and me.
And what will I get for that?
We'll share the loot. The one you seem to know about.
Right.
Wait for us at the abandoned manor house on a corner of Ladbroke Grove and Kensington Park Road at midnight.
Deal.
Eh bien, c'était facile. Oh.
Here I am at the manor. Somewhere inside it are the Hellenistic treasures. This lock is quite old. It shouldn't be much of a challenge. I need to find where the safe is hidden and lockpick it. This cupboard is an absolute mess. Several books have fallen from the shelves. It seems as though this cupboard can be moved. I'll give it a try. So, that's the lock I must open tonight. Let me see.
Eh ben, quand même. Bon, donc pas le choix. Ah, ok. J'ai deux possibilités de commencer. Soit là, soit là. On va commencer par là. Bon, donc quoi qui se passe?
What a surprise! Another lock. And I won't be able to pick it. I recall that precious key around Foley's neck. It might prove a decent fit. I suppose they hired me to only open the first lock. Let us wait for the thieves, trap them, and find out. Let us check the thieves' possible escape routes in the event that they are caught off guard by the police from the front door.
Ok. Bon, donc autre que celle-là. Ah, ils peuvent sortir par là.
The ground floor window is a perfect way to escape the police.
Pour commencer. Ensuite,
Although this window is high above the ground, it would be possible for one of the thieves to attempt to use it for their escape. A simple but rather attractive bead necklace. This should be useful. One step on these beads, and our thief will go flying. I should walk carefully here, else my plan will be ruined. Any thief who finds his way upstairs will roll down very quickly.
effectivement, ça... Ouf.
This works very well. No one will escape through this window now. There is no ladder. If anyone falls here, he will need assistance to get out. This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency. This door leads to a kitchen, which holds the shortest route to the back door. I wonder what this old chandelier is doing on the floor. It looks as though it was poorly attached. I suppose that the thieves already tried to open the lock with this formidable hammer, but they were unsuccessful. A solid rope. This should be useful. The door is now blocked.
Oui, effectivement, bloquer une porte avec une chaise, c'est très bien.
This should be useful. This hatch leads to a cellar.
D'accord.
if anyone takes the hammer, the rope will uncoil and make the chandelier fall. If he runs through the dining room and takes a sledgehammer to force open the door, the chandelier will knock him down.
Il lui piquait la nuque et là il meurt. D'atroce souffrance. Ouais, quand même.
This hatch leads to a cellar. The thieves won't attempt to escape through the front door if the police are right behind it. The door is now blocked.
Ah, le fameux cherche et trouve. Ok.
This should be useful.
Oh, le fameux piqueteur coyote. Ok.
Now, it's not an open hatch, just a nice carpet on the floor. I should walk carefully here, else my plan will be ruined. Now, if a thief runs through the kitchen, he'll pay a surprise visit to the cellar. The traps for my circus companions are all prepared. I can leave now, but I'll return later with Charles Foley and his companions.
Je m'en dois rentrer.
Police! Police!
Ouais, lui est mort.
Stop where you are!
Where are they?
Trapped, Watson, with your assistance.
How so?
You sounded just like a real Bobby, my dear fellow. You startled them into the traps.
I did?
I assure you, Watson, it was quite an entertaining show. They will not escape the house now.
You scum!
And this is the pistol used for the murder in Half Moon Street.
How do you know about that?
Have you closed the case yet, Sherlock?
Mycroft, what are you doing here? Did you follow me?
Sherlock, it may seem that I used you, but you should be pleased to know that you have served our queen well, in this instance. So now, let us catch the big fish. But this man is not one of the merry men?
No.
Then why exactly are we here, Sherlock?
This gentleman, Charles Foley, has been involved in a double murder, and the hunter of a set of valuable antiques, the Hellenistic treasures, which disappeared in a theft many years ago.
You're no better than the coppers!
Ah.
Holmes, that is incredible. The Hellenistic treasures.
Indeed.
Nothing but trifles. Where are the merry men?
I don't know why you are asking me, Mycroft. They are yours to find.
I'll see you soon, dear brother.
Vous sentez le sel. Le sel. Bah oui. Non, condamné, condamné, condamné. Oh, j'allais cliquer sur absurde.
Charles Foley, you committed the crime of premeditated murder and of theft. You will be severely punished for your deeds.
You are pitiful. You Scotland Yard dog.
Save your words for the gallows. I'm sure the journalists will love them. I shall leave now, Watson. Gentlemen, please take our friends here into custody.
Where are you going?
I have unfinished business. I'll see you at Baker Street.
J'ai où, là? Ah, oh, c'est...
Be careful with the lamps. Don't bring them too close to the barrels.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Who's there?
That is of no importance. What matters is who you are and the plans that you have here.
So you can stop us from carrying them out?
Eventually, yes.
Hey, careful. You'll blow us all up.
I'm listening.
We are a group known as the Merry Men. But I suppose you knew that already. We are the men who've already lost everything of value in their lives. We are ruined shopkeepers. We are workers who were fired from their jobs, honest people who were robbed. We were forced out from our homes and thrown onto the street, and all of this in the name of the so-called law. The laws that were set out by our government. The laws that make the commoners only more vulnerable and the wealthy more protected. We are not only from the British Empire. Some of us are from the New Lands, America, Australia, and we are many. But men we are still, and we are merry for that we stopped being afraid. For those powers that be had done their best to plant the fear inside our souls, and we accepted it so easily. The fear advised us to keep our heads bowed. It prevented us from fighting. Bankers and politicians, they own our lives, our work, our bread, and they push us to compete between each other, just to see who may serve them better. But in the end, they are the few, so they are weak. They are nothing without their titles. We should not fear them. Our so-called masters should fear us instead. The time has come for our group to stand tall. Our great and many merry men. We are going to blow up the London Stock Exchange. No life shall be lost. But ownerships, debts, and property titles? They shall all be destroyed. They're only papers, after all. So many people will be freed over this night.
That is a radical step to take. What result do you
Ouais, oui. C'est un peu radical, non? Oui. C'est juste des dettes et des créances. Oh, oui. Oui, juste, mettez les guillemets. Oui, juste ça. Oh, oui. Oui, des titres de propriété, oui, effectivement, oui. Tu sais que... Oui, comme tu dis, ouais, ils sont pas beaucoup. Ouais. Oui. Mais, tu sais, le titre de propriété, c'est pas juste un bout de papier. Ça sert aussi pour la cour. Ça sert aussi à savoir légalement ce bout de terrain-là est à qui, cette propriété-là est à qui, cette boutique-là, elle fait quoi? Puis elle doit combien à la banque? Donc oui, je peux comprendre que, mettons, la grande majorité doivent crouler sur les têtes, on n'a pu finir, mais si l'entreprise roule bien, ben, elle roule bien. Si elle ne roule pas bien, eh bien, qu'est-ce que je te dise? Mais c'est comme ça. L'entrepreneuriat, entre parenthèses, c'est un coup de dé. Si tu réussis, tu réussis. Si tu réussis pas, tu réussis pas. Parfois, oui, c'est soit que tu es juste mal positionné, soit ta clientèle est juste comme pas assez nombreuse pour que tu puisses fructifier tes affaires. C'est aussi con que ça parfois, là. Donc, ouais. Nous allons tout brûler. Il n'y aura pas de victimes. Oui, il va en avoir. c'est. C'est. Il va en avoir, Billy. Donc, est-ce que le système est injuste? Surtout cette époque-là, oui. Pour de merde que oui. Pour mon Dieu qui est injuste à ce moment-là. Oui. Mais c'est pas la meilleure des solutions non plus. Tu sais, juste créer un syndicat. Hein, Voilà. En tout cas.
Truly expect.
Chaos. But soon people will understand that they are free and that they don't belong to anyone. They will be able to work for themselves, together, without letting the rulers dictate what to do, and finally justice will arise.
What you are intending to do is a crime. It is not justice.
How do you see justice, then? Kids go to prison for a loaf of dry bread. And how many lords do you see punished for stealing?
Parce qu'ils ont volé? Pourquoi qu'ils vont en prison? Parce qu'ils ont juste volé du pain. Oui, tu viens de répondre à ta propre question. Ok, certes, je l'admets, c'était très strict. Mais tu viens de répondre à ta propre question. Pourquoi que tes enfants vont en prison? Parce qu'ils ont juste volé du pain. Parce qu'ils ont volé du pain. Ok, c'est radical, je crois bien l'admettre. Ou sinon, ils sont condamnés à aller travailler dans les mines. Oui. Si, admettons, après ta 12e condamnation, peut-être que la prison, c'est pas suffisant. Du coup, on va te faire travailler. Hein? Si t'es pas foutu de travailler correctement sans aller voler Michel au bout de la rue, écoute, on va te donner du travail, puis... Voilà! Pas le choix, Billy! Mais bon, l'idée est là.
From their people, sending them to their deaths in mines or overseas to fight for land. Our masters wouldn't hear us. So now it's time to sing the song of the merry men. Will you let us do our duty?
No.
When people fight the order, they are too blind to see the consequences that throw society into chaos. I shall stop your actions, but not you. Run. Now!
Il y en a un qui doit juste courir, donner un coup de pied dessus, puis voilà. C'est la fille ne suit plus, elle suit plus, hein. Ouais, c'est...
So, you're interested in Russian literature now?
Quite, lately.
It is an interesting book. I remember a few lines.
Really? I tried reading it myself, but I had a hard time understanding it.
Yes, Doctor. It's about intelligence. Sherlock, I vaguely recall one of the lines. Sometimes it takes something more than intelligence to act intelligently. There were also a few words along the lines of pain and suffering are always inevitable for a large intelligence and a deep heart. Tell me, Doctor, does my brother show any signs of pain or suffering?
Not that I know of.
Because you see, Doctor, behind all of his masquerade, My brother does possess a deep heart. So deep that he does not recall where he places his love.
Well, I'm sure that...
His love and his duty that, in the first place, should be directed towards the Empire. For without it, we would be nothing. A country filled with uncivilized men.
Non. On serait qu'un pays de sauvages. Non. Bon, c'est l'Angleterre, je pourrais rien admettre, mais un pays de sauvages, non. Ils ont une économie, une puissance maritime très importante, des codes, des lois. Bon, ok, fine, je l'admets à ce moment-là. Bon, ben, mais non, c'est pas un pays de sauvages non plus. Faut se calmer. Je dirais pas pour aujourd'hui, mais en tout cas, l'idée est là pareil. Mais non, pas à ce point-là non plus, Billy. On se calme.
And the Empire needs order and discipline. It has no room for chaos.
People who commit crimes, or at the very least intend them, deserve punishment, Sherlock. Without justice, there can be no civilization.
But we serve the truth, not justice.
Your truth, Doctor, that may prove immoral. Allowing people to terrorize London, destabilizing the whole empire.
Terrorize only the powers whom you serve, Mycroft. Not I, not Watson, not Mrs. Hudson, not Wiggins.
Sherlock, the merry men are to be stopped.
Not by me. You created the merry men. Stop them yourself. Only make sure that you don't create 10 more merry men by arresting the one.
Good night, Dr. Watson.
Anything in the post, Watson? Any clients worthy of our attention?
Only a second reminder from Mrs. Hudson about our new neighbour. She urges you to remove your...
Oh, I don't care about that.
Holmes, the lady who will be moving in shortly has requested the use of our spare room to place all of her boxes.
Wait, what? A lady?
Effectivement. Ouais. Plus qu'il y en a un que j'ai pas suivi. Oh, pas grave. Et... Oh, ça c'est buggé, donc j'attendrai pas indéfiniment. Ah, terminé le jeu. Ben, vous avez vu les dernières... Ben, les 2 dernières enquêtes, en fait. C'était cool. Pour vrai, c'était cool. Ouais, elle... Et c'est la première enquête, grosso modo, son mari est mort. Parce que c'était un tyran au final avant. Ah ouais, lui. Ouais. Vous venez de voir, en fait. Ouais, d'accord. Ouais. Cette enquête-là a été longue. ça juste parce que j'ai pas vu. Colis de panneau. Oh. Là, les crédits, je les saute. Ok. En tout cas, donc, ouais, lui, grosso modo, il s'est fait assassiner. Eux autres, bon, moi j'ai dit que c'était un règlement de compte entre les Mexicains et les Chiliens. Finalement, je me suis trompé. C'était pas ça la bonne histoire. Ensuite, bah, elle, j'ai eu la bonne histoire. Grosso modo, bah, c'était un tyran. L'ancien matelot de lui, ben, il l'a retrouvé, puis finalement il l'a buté pour tenter de récupérer un trésor qui n'existe juste pas au final. Lui, c'était une disparition d'un train, comme c'était écrit grosso modo. Finalement, je me suis gouré, donc la vraie bonne histoire, je la connais pas, mais ce que moi j'ai mis, grosso modo, c'était ça. Bon, lui, ils disent que c'est pas la bonne conclusion, mais j'ai envie de dire bullshit, parce que c'est un mec qui est retrouvé mort dans je veux dire un sauna, ok? Mais c'est un sauna romain, grosso modo. Il pouvait être mort soit par une dague en glace, soit par une dague en argent. Moi, j'ai dit clarinette que c'est en argent, parce que j'ai retrouvé le fragment d'argent dans le brasero trouvé à côté du cadavre. Donc, c'est clairement pas de la glace. Puis en même temps, c'est un sauna. Donc, se trimballer une dague en glace dans une place où il fait extrêmement chaud. Ouais. Not sure about that. Puis le coupable, ben, il devenait fou. Il s'imaginait des trucs en n'en plus finir. Puis c'est lui qui avait du sang sur lui. Donc, bon. Moi, je dis que c'était lui. Mais finalement, c'est pas lui. Donc, la vraie fin, je sais pas c'est qui. C'est un batteur de femmes. Le gars qui est amoureux de la femme de lui, ben, il l'a vengé grosso modo, puis il en est mort. Vous l'avez vu, du début jusqu'à la fin. Et ben lui, ben vous l'avez vu depuis le début jusqu'à la fin. Donc, youhou! C'est ça. Donc, ouais, c'était le jeu Sherlock Holmes de Criminals and Punishment. Donc, Digidolade. Crime and Punishment. Ah, bon. Donc, je suis censé recevoir un appel bientôt. Donc, je vous mets en attente. Normalement, ça devrait durer, mettons, 10-15 minutes. Donc, on se retrouve dans au moins 10 minutes. Si je reçois mon appel, évidemment. Donc, toutes les deux.